Hi everyone, so if you've watched my last recent makeup and beauty haul, you'd know that I picked up the Becca Luminous Skin Colour Ultra Sheer Foundation with SPF 25, and I did mention that I wanted to do a first impression of this foundation, and I haven't done a first impression video like on my channel, but I really like watching these just to get a feel of how people like this specific product. So I'm going to be kind of doing like I said, the first impression of this, and I haven't tried it since I last showed you guys. So yeah, so if you like to see how I feel about this foundation, just keep on watching. Okay, so this is the foundation, and it just comes with a pump, and this is in the shade Nuba. I'm not completely sure if this is going to match me, but hopefully it does. So I'm just going to be applying that with the Real Techniques buffing brush. To be honest, if I had like a beauty blender, I probably would use that to kind of give me that airbrush look, but just because I don't have that, I'm just going to work with what I have and use a buffing brush. So I'm just going to put one pump. So that's one pump. I'm just going to see how that distributes evenly on my face. It did say this was sheer, so I'm assuming it's not going to give much coverage. It kind of feels like a tinted moisturizer from, yeah, that basically didn't cover up anything. I'm just going to quickly do the, so that was one pump and it's all gone, so I'm just going to do a second pump. And so you can see that it kind of gives me that glow. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it definitely gives me like a really good glow, and since it's luminous I was expecting that, and it seems to be matching pretty well. So so far so good. Not much coverage, but that, like I said, was expected, but I can definitely see that glow that it gives me. So that was one layer of the foundation. I'm just going to go and do one more pump just to cover my cheek, just to see if it is buildable. So I'm just going to do one pump. I'm just going to focus that on the cheek area where I feel like I need probably a bit more coverage. So it's blending in very nicely so far. So that's the foundation on. I did forget to mention that prior to putting on the foundation, I did do my eyebrows, and I put on my Garnier Moisture Match, and that's all I had on, just if you're wondering. But this is just how the foundation looks with one layer. It does look very kind of luminous, but I kind of like it. I don't look oily, but I've only just put it on, so I don't expect to look very oily. But I'm just going to set that with my L'Oreal True Match, because I always set my foundation. So I'm just going to lightly set all of that, just to make sure that the foundation stays in place. And I always set it regardless of what the finish of the foundation is. Okay, so this is how the foundation looks. So I do like it, actually. I really do like it, because I don't have like any acne scars or anything like, well, I mean, I have a couple marks on my face, but because I don't have any like severe acne or skin issues, it does look very good. It does look very natural. I don't feel like I have anything on. I really like it so far from how it looks in the mirror and in the viewfinder. So I'm just going to quickly do the rest of my makeup. I'm not really going anywhere fancy, so I'm just going to put on a bit of mascara, probably blush and a gloss, and then I'll be back in a few hours to show you guys how the foundation is holding. It's been 2 hours since I have put on the foundation. I put it on at 1:45. So yeah, so it's been roughly almost 2 hours since I last applied, and I didn't add anything else other than the powder that you saw, but I did forget to put on concealer. So I did end up putting just concealer under my eyes, and that was it, and then a bit of mascara and a bit of blush and some gloss. So it's really natural today, but so far I do like it. I still look very luminous and glowy, not oily, so I am liking it. So I assume that in a couple of hours you probably will see the oils coming through, but as of now and from a 2-hour wear, I do seem to be really liking it, and it doesn't feel like it hasn't been melting off my face. I feel like it looks more shinier on camera than it does look in person, but so far so good. So I'm gonna come back in a couple hours and show you guys how the foundation is holding up. Hi everyone, so please excuse the really bad lighting, but there is basically no light outside, so I'm kind of just having to work with the lighting that I have. But this is how the foundation is holding up. So as you can see, I am extremely oily on my nose, basically on my T-zone. I am very oily. I haven't blotted or anything like that. I haven't touched up my makeup. I've just left it how I put it on when I first applied it, and this is how it looks. I did know I was going to get oily just because it isn't a matte foundation, but I think I feel like it looks more oilier on camera. I think I did say this in the last clip, but I feel like it looks more oilier on camera, but considering that it is obviously a luminous, obviously glowing foundation, this was bound to happen. So obviously in the T-zone, very oily, and most probably if I was not doing a first impression of this video, I would have probably blotted. But in terms of everything else, it hasn't moved. It still looks okay, but as you can see, I'm very, very oily. So that is the verdict for that. So it's been, like I said, I think it's been 4 going on 5 hours. So I'm going to come back in a few hours and again show you guys how the foundation is holding up by the end of the day. So it has been 8 hours since I applied the foundation. So as you can see, I am very oily, which was expected because I was getting oily around after 4 hours. Also bearing in mind that I do have combination to oily skin, so that's probably the reason why I got a lot oilier a lot quicker. But if you do have maybe normal to dry skin, it may not get as oily on you depending on your skin type. I do recommend that if you do have oily to combination skin, that it's not something that you would use if you know you've got a long day ahead of you. Overall, it is a nice foundation. It is very sheer, so it's basically very light coverage. I wouldn't say it's, I don't think it is buildable. I think it is a very sheer foundation, very much like a tinted moisturizer. So if you're looking for something that's really natural looking, something that you could use probably every day, but not for long hours, I definitely recommend this foundation. And obviously if I was to be wearing this, I would obviously blot throughout the day, so I wouldn't look this oily. But just going to show you guys how oily I would get without like touching up. This is obviously how it looks, but on a regular day, if I was to use this, I would obviously, you know, blot my face and stuff like that, and also use a primer because I didn't use a primer. So I'd most probably use a primer just to help with the longevity of the foundation. So it is a nice foundation. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of first impression type video. If you'd like to see a kind of full in-depth review of the foundation and more of what I think about it, just comment that in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching. If you do have any questions about the foundations which I have not mentioned in this video, feel free to just comment them down below as well. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.